Etapu, assalamu alaikum, namaste, haru nefer. This is Kasankma Keparu with another exciting video for you. In this video, I want to talk about some personal stuff, like I'm done with alternate realms, and I'm going to talk a little bit of why. Before I do that, I'd like you to hit the like button on this video. If this is your first time to my channel, hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. Also, we do have free ebooks. You can scroll down below, click on any of the links, and start reading the ebooks today, which expand more on my spiritual knowledge and teachings. If you want to take that journey to the next level, you can become a Patreon supporter. You can do so for $1, $5, $20 per month, and you get exclusive access to instructional videos, videos on the esoteric, videos on how to meditate, how to astral project, how to perform Qigong, which is really great, or how to work with oracles, or how to invoke a spirit for protection. So think about becoming a Patreon supporter. You can cancel at any time. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can get this revolution started. All right, I want to talk about something that's kind of personal. And I rarely do that, but I have to do it right now because I'm at one of those points where I have to make a decision on what I'm going to do. Because it's just so you know, I was in the hospital, all right? And I had all kinds of work done on me. You see that thing here? I don't know, can you see this? Yeah, this thing here. All the stuff here, yeah. See that? See that? I gotta take that off though, you know. Let me see. No, wait. Yeah, all that kind of stuff there. But anyway, you get the idea. One of the things I always try to do is to push myself to do better and to explore different alternate realms. And there's always dangers in that. When you're going to those alternate realms and you're projecting yourself out there, there's a danger you cannot come back. There's a danger that you could die. There's all kinds of things. You know what I mean? And it never really worried me. I found it fascinating going to these alternate realms and meeting these beings, right? But as I was doing it, I kept putting myself in harm's way. I kept putting my health in a very critical situation. And in the past couple of times, I had to go to the hospital, the emergency room. And, you know, I've always taken it with a light heart. My mother is my aunt. And so I go there, I'm optimistic. And since I've been through it a couple of times, I know how to instruct the doctors on what to do and what to look for. I'm like, yeah, I need this type of IV, you know, this will help clear out the blood and all that. And, you know, but then it gets critical when you have family and friends who rely on you, you know, so and then they get scared because they think you're, you know, what are you trying to do? What's going on here, you know? So, you know, this time I thought I could go there to that next realm and experience something, but I wasn't prepared properly. So it ended up me putting my health in harm's way. And of course, my wives left me. So they're like, we're not going to deal with this anymore because we're not going to sit here and watch you. We're not going to lose you. We're not going to be a part of that. So we're out. And you have to realize you can't, you know, you have to think about, okay, there are people that depend on me. As a I Ching, there's a hexagram that actually talks about that. So you have to be cognizant about that and say, if you are going to do this, you're going to be the hermit card in the tarot. You have to be alone or by yourself to do this because people who care about you don't want to see you put yourself in that position. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to make this a long video, but there are a couple of books if you're interested in understanding how to experience these different realms. There's something called Librano and Psychonaut. A Psychonaut is exploring the inner recesses of the mind and the inner universe. This one is Projection of the Astral Body. So you check it out. But the one thing that was getting me concerned was when I was going to these realms, I was meeting different types of beings. And some of the beings I was not really, what's a good word to say? I don't want to use the wrong word. I was not really cool with. You know what I mean? Meeting them and I'm going, huh, these aren't very good beings here. So I said, well, why am I going to meet these beings? You know what I mean? And it started to like paint a picture of it, a different picture to me. And I'm like, there are things I'm thinking that are not really good that you're going to encounter. And I said, is that something I want to continue to do? You know, the ideal situation is you encounter light beings and you work with them and you gain knowledge and experience and you carry that knowledge and experience into this realm. But, you know, in his book, the reality transurfing, it speaks of the fact that you could go to a realm and get stuck there and can't come back. And then when I read that, that always kind of concerned me. You know, like, oh, wow, I didn't know that could happen. You can't find your way back. And this book is written by Vizing Zealand. He, an astrophysicist and all that. A quantum physicist, quantum physicist. So I want you to understand that if you're looking to work with going to different realms or astral projecting, there are safe ways to do it. You should explore those ways that are very safe to do it. And then there are other ways to do it where you could create problems for yourself. And I'm going to give you like the inside scoop on what I experienced. So people could, there was even one case in when I came back and for a week I'm lying in bed and I'm hearing a voice calling to me. And then I'm hearing growls. And I'm like, what the hell? Did I bring something back? That's not cool. You know, when you start experiencing stuff like that, that is not cool, you know? So I'm wondering what the hell, you know? So, but I want you to understand that although I had these negative experiences, there were a lot of very positive experiences and enlightening experiences. So don't think that the negative experiences are the majority of the experiences. So I'm just telling you the positive and negative aspects of what could happen, because I don't think people focus that on enough. They always talk about astral projection and this and that, visiting different realms, different dimensions, and they always paint this very fancy picture of it as if it's really like etheric and great. And I'm like, no, there's some dark realms you can end up in, and those dark realms, you're going to meet some dark people, and you don't want to be conversing with them or even associating with them. And you definitely don't want to bring them back to this realm, you know, that have some problems with. So I'm going to pull back as much as I can from doing that work because I want to focus more on the physical realm, this 4D realm. And it made me realize that there's a lot of work to do in this plane of existence, this space-time continuum, a lot of work to be done. So I'm going to try my best and focus on really just solidifying things here and helping to advance the cause of humanity here. And then maybe later in years, as I get older and wiser, if I want to return to astro projecting or visiting different realms, I can do that. But for right now, I want to make sure I've accomplished everything before I go off and astro project someplace where I can't get back. And then I would be sad because I would be like, hey, I didn't finish everything I wanted to finish on that 4D realm, you know? So that's just a little bit of what I wanted to talk about. But rest assured, from my experience, those alternate realms are very real. And the beings in those alternate realms are very real. And if you doubt that, get the books, do it safely, and you'll see them. You'll converse with them. You'll talk with them. And they'll share enlightenment with you, and they'll help you in many ways, you know? However, be ready for certain realms you go to that you just may not like, and you have to think about that, you know what I mean? My thing is really focusing on shadow work, because I know that each of us has a shadow and we need to integrate that shadow, and we don't integrate that shadow, it's going to create karma or reincarnation into this plane of existence over and over again. And in the shadow self, you have all of those negative things trapped in there. And there are also negative entities trapped in your shadow self. And you need to integrate those and transcend those negative things, because you don't want them haunting you when you pass on, because they will come at you. They will haunt you when you pass on. So be very aware of that. You know what I mean? But when you make contact with the light beings and those beings that are there to do good, is some of the most amazing experience that you can have, and some of the most amazing knowledge they'll impart to you. You know, and that's what keeps you wanting to explore more. There's a movie, an old movie, I think it was back in the 70s, called Altered States. A very good movie. A little slow. It won like the Academy Award for special effects, but it was about a guy trying to explore the inner space. And in the movie, he almost loses his wife or girlfriend because he was so set on getting there. He put himself in a deprivation chamber, took, I think he took like ayahuasca or something, and he reverted to the caveman state that he went so back in time. And then he would project forward in time, and then his body became metaphysical. It was a very interesting film. You gotta check it out. You know, it's a deep film. The thing about that is you just gotta be careful because, again, like I said, you can see his passion and his dedication to what he was doing. You know, he was a man on a mission, and that type of thing. You sometimes, when you're so focused on something, you forget safety. You forget, okay, I need to just be careful. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can show, just for your edification, just a brief clip of this. Let me see, of Altered States, so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about here.
In the basement of one of the country's leading medical schools, Dr. Edward Jessup, candidate for a Nobel Prize, is conducting the most dangerous experiment in the history of science. And the subject of the experiment is himself.
Ask him what kind of an experience I can expect. It's deafening. The noise is deafening.
It's blacked out.
What happens during these blackout periods is you get the feeling of phenomenal acceleration, like you're being shot out over millions, billions of years. Time simply obliterates.
You guys are shooting up with an untested drug that stacks up in the brain and works the nucleus of the cell, and you don't call that dangerous.
I'm asking you to put the experiment off until we understand a little more in order to minimize the risk.
Wait.
I'm really frightened. We could be screwing around with this whole genetic structure. Now, how do we stop this?
We've got millions of years stored away in that computer bank we call our minds. We have got trillions of dormant genes in us. Our whole evolutionary past. Perhaps I've tapped into that.
He may be on to something that is beyond our own comprehension. Now, because I believe him, I want this thing stopped.
The hell was that? You okay?
If you love me, Eddie, get fired!
Altered States.
Sorry about that. I'm back. So that was the Altered States, and just got an idea there of what he was trying to do and how dedicated he was to really trying to explore the inner workings of the universe. So it can be very, very dangerous, and for those who of us has an addictive personality, we could sometimes like forego safety measures. You can just say, oh, I can do this, I can handle this. And sometimes you can't. You think you can handle it. Sometimes you think you can get into realms and you can deal with those realms, and you can't. You just have to keep that in mind and say, oh, okay, I need to take precautions every step of the way. You know what I mean? And in the film, you can see how he was losing his girlfriend because she was not going to be a party to him killing himself, and going through these experiments. You have loved ones that depend upon you. So what do? You again, I say you have to be a hermit, go on this journey your own, or you stay with your family and then do your work on this dimensional plane and space-time continuum. So that's all I wanted to say, just to bring that up and to give you some insight as to these different realms and how to explore them. And again, if you're interested, get the books, both books, Libra Null and Psychonaut, and the projection of the astral body. Good books. They'll give you some starters and get you an understanding of what you can be in store for, but do it safely. Don't put yourself in any harm's way. There are people who are going overseas to have these shamanistic journeys using ayahuasca and DMT. I actually don't recommend you do that right now. I recommend you just do something on a very safe meditation, astral projection type of thing. You know what I mean? I don't subscribe to doing something that extreme. I've never done it, so I don't think you need to do it. I think there's just safer ways to do things than get involved in those things, because you never know what type of experience you can have. There have been people who had great experiences, but also people have very, very bad experiences, and they've also had negative reactions to those drugs. So I would just be very cautious. If you have an oracle, please do a reading, and if you want to do that, do a reading and see if that's something that you should embark on. It's a journey you should be going on. The oracle will tell you. It'll give you safe guidance as to what you need to do. So that's all I'm saying. I've got to get back to getting my relationships together again, bringing new wives into my lives. This is Kasak Makabaru, son of Martin Tootie. My aunt is the beautiful goddess Heather Rue. Until my next video, I'm in Ra.